As the United States Attorney in Rochester, I thank Chris Chichester for coming into our offices today at 100 State Street to discuss these two nauseating, disgusting concoctions by the employees at the office of Sheriff Todd Baxter. And as you're going to explain to me and my staff, you, Chris, have never committed a crime in your life. So, you, Chris, go to the now defunct PW Fitness in Penfield. You're at the back of the gym. You're on the bench press. You finish the second set of 10. You were about to begin the third set of 10. You lean back on the machine as you were on the apparatus. About to begin. Up walks to you Jermaine Bedman. And Jermaine Bedman goes like this. Jermaine Bedman doesn't talk. Jermaine Bedman is the gym psychopath. Jermaine Bedman screams at the gym. Jermaine Bedman uses profanity at the gym. Jermaine Bedman behaves like an animal at the gym. And the employees at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office behave like animals, especially given what Andrew Reale is about to do to you. Because Andrew Reale concocts crimes for innocent citizens. So, Chris, Jermaine Bedman walks up to you, stands over to you. You're leaning up from the apparatus like this, and Jermaine Bedman punches violently down like this, and your head snaps back. You had to make an instantaneous decision as Jermaine Bedman was walking away, not to jump on top of Jermaine Bedman, choke him out, pounce on his balls, gouge him in the eyes, start the most vicious fight possible with this thug to prevent what is about to happen to you when Andrew Reale arrives. And at the United States Attorney's Office, we have never heard a concocted crime like this concocted crime by Andrew Reale. So you walk outside. Andrew Reale doesn't even ask what happened. There is not one sound, not one syllable. Andrew Reale says nothing to you. And that is because Andrew Reale has been to your house because it is parking lot. Andrew Reale doesn't even talk to you. This is a violent assault. He doesn't say what happened. He doesn't just have you and Jermaine Bedman in front of you. And as the United States Attorney in Rochester, I believe it is astounding that a sworn officer of the law doesn't even believe he has to discover the facts of a violent assault. That is astounding. That Andrew Reale would show up and not even simply say what happened and talk to both of the people involved in it. Because then you, Chris, would have said, this violent thug walked up to me and attacked me because he can't wait to use the bench press. So Andrew Reale has been to your house. And Andrew Reale is going to put the screws to you because Andrew Reale works at the corrupt bureaucracy, police state that is the Monroe County Sheriff's Office at 130 South Plymouth Avenue in Rochester. So, Andrew Reale tells you, Chris, to wait in the back seat of his Monroe County Sheriff's Office vehicle. You do, and Andrew Reale is coaching Jermaine Bedman what to say outside the vehicle, and you were looking at Andrew Reale tell Jermaine Bedman exactly what to say to you. And Andrew Reale walks over to the side of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office vehicle that you're sitting in, and you look to your left, and Jermaine Bedman says to you, I want to press charges against you. And those 7 words from this violent thug, Jermaine Bedman, is how Monroe County Sheriff's Office employee Andrew Reale concocts harassment second for you, Chris. And we at the United States Attorney's Office have never heard ever a situation where an innocent American is charged with harassment second sitting in the back seat of a police vehicle. We're confident that this has never happened in the United States of America. Because for you, Chris, to have committed harassment second, there has to be a victim. There has to be an individual that you are harassing. Andrew Reale doesn't even know the definition of harassing. So we asked you, if you're charged with harassment second, what's the name of the individual that you are harassing? Because it can't be Jermaine Benman. So this is a lie that descends on your character, decency, and integrity by Andrew Reale. And Andrew Reale has not been fired, despite the fact that you wrote to Todd Baxter's office immediately and told him what happened before your court appearance, before the 70-year-old pedophile protection racket for Daniel Blouse III, that is John P. Lomenzo in Penfield Town Court. This is criminal contempt second. This is another lie, another concoction, another descent on your character and decency and integrity by Sheriff Baxter. You walk out of your residence one day, and Neeraj Shah is right here, screaming at you right here. And you turn around and you say, what's the problem? I don't know what the problem is. And he continues to scream and lose his mind. You continue to walk through the parking lot for the 4,000th time. Neeraj Shah goes to the Monroe County Sheriff's Office about you walking through this parking lot. He doesn't go to the Monroe County Sheriff's Office about you walking through this parking lot about anybody else. There's not a single human being that he goes through. And he sees people walking through that parking lot all day. Neeraj Shah, like your neighbors right here, you, Chris, have informed our office. You have photograph after photograph of people walking through this parking lot. It's only you. So there's Neeraj Shah screaming at you, Chris, losing his mind. This psychopath Neeraj Shah screaming at you, walking through the parking lot. So, Sheriff Todd Baxter goes to 2025 Penfield Road, and he affixes this camera on the building right there. That's it. That is the Todd Baxter surveillance device right there. That's it right there. Because you, Chris, were on it. You were on this camera. So, what Todd Baxter's fanatics did is they told this 70-year-old man to get on his tractor and ride this alongside your house. He says, no one owns this land. No one owns this land. So here he comes. Down here. You stand right here. You say, no one owns this land. You're outside for 30 seconds. Right here. Come outside. No one owns this land. You look at a private citizen who's walking alongside the man on his tractor because he's hoping you come out of your house. They want you to come out of your house. Todd Baxter wants you to come out of his house. The man on his tractor wants you to come out of his house. Steve Desmond wants you to come out of his house. You come out of your house, you stand here, you're outside for 30 seconds, you say they don't own that land. And when you do, you're on this video because it was showed to you. So Todd Baxter is using a private citizen named Steve Desmond to deliver 6 of his fanatics and degenerates and extremists to your house. So you come back, you sit down, you're watching TV, where you can see everybody walk through the parkland, and that's where you see Deputy Whack Job Meyer run into your backyard and fall down on her face. There she is laying in your backyard dirt, this lying hack. And you are unaware when you're speaking to her on the phone for an hour that she's writing a warrant for your arrest for walking through a parking lot. She doesn't write a warrant for the arrest of anybody else. None of your neighbors on Sanders Farm Drive. None of the 36,000 people in Penfield, New York. None of the 200,000 people in Monroe County. None of the 17.9 million people that live in New York State. It's only you, Chris. You are the only American. You're the only New Yorker that will be arrested for walking through this parking lot. So, We're shocked that you don't have a 14th Amendment right in Penfield, New York. Shocked that you were the only one that will be arrested for walking through this parking lot. On June 30th, there were fireworks at Harris Warren Park. There was an event at Penfield High School. Penfield High School band students. Penfield High School band students walked through that parking lot. We would like to know at the United States Attorney's Office what the mothers and fathers at Penfield High School would think if Deputy Meyer and the 5 other fanatics and degenerates and extremists had a Penfield High School band student in handcuffs walking through that parking lot. You will be arrested if you walk through that parking lot, Chris. Penfield High School band students will walk through that parking lot. A crime's a crime. A crime is a crime. It's that simple. So, Chris, we would like to know at the United States Attorney's Office in Rochester, if it's a crime for you to walk through that parking lot, an accusatory instrument is the instrument that led to a warrant for your arrest for walking through that parking lot. How come it's not a crime for a Penfield High School band student to walk through that parking lot? That's what we'd like to know. Tell us. Tell us, Sheriff Baxter. Tell us, Michael Radler, the Double Dipper. Tell us, Kathleen Miller. Because if it's a crime to walk through that parking lot, like Chris's neighbors do, did you issue a warrant for the arrest? Chris's neighbors right here. They walk through this parking lot every day. And as Chris told us, the reason why he knows they walk through the parking lot every day is he asked them, do you walk through that parking lot every day? Yes. Where are they going? Wegmans Food Markets. And at Wegmans Food Markets, you will see vehicles from the Monroe County Sheriff's Office alongside Wegmans Food Markets. They sit in their vehicles idling day after day, doing nothing. And the Monroe County Sheriff's Office is responsible for policing the roads. And here they are alongside a private business that are being out on the roads. So, Chris, how is it a crime? We would like to know at the United States Attorney's Office for you to walk outside, stand here for 30 seconds, say they don't want to walk back in your house. How is that possibly a crime? How does that meet any standard of criminal behavior that is written on this ticket? That is criminal contempt. How is it possible that that's a crime, is what we would like to know. How is it possible you charge with harassment second when there's no victim? Because these 2 pieces of paper, Chris, are lies. We are concocting crimes for innocent citizens at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. And to give you an example of the extremism, fanaticism at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, Layla Kumar Shah and Neeraj Shah sent you this, saying that they own that land. This is nothing. This is fiction. And when you called the Office of Real Property, you spoke to Timothy Murphy, send me the title of the documentation, and he didn't send anything. So they don't have the documentation, Layla Kumar and Neeraj Shah, that proves they own a land alongside your house and where you want to walk your dog. And you're going to tell us about that. This is not documentation that proves land ownership. Because Layla Kumar and Neeraj Shah are fantasy landowners. They live in 1984. So, in 2012, you lived in Webster with your then girlfriend, beautiful, perfect Laura. You decided you wanted to adopt a dog, give a dog a home, and nobody wanted. Because every dog deserves a home. And you and Laura went to Lollipop, and you were interviewed, and it was a wonderful day. And in an interview to adopt a dog, you have to detail your employment history, education, charitable works, and they evaluate you because they do not give a dog to just anybody because that dog can be abused. And any human being that abuses a dog awaits a special place in hell. So when you and Laura went to the cages and there was a lot of barking and you said, well, we can't get a barking dog. She only picked one. Wish we could take them all. And then, barking. And you walking along the cages and you stopped and your little guy's there and he's looking up at you like this. And Laura said, he's looking right at you. And, there he is right there. Your little guy, and his name was Alex. And when you worked, as you told us here at the United States Attorney's Office, when you worked as United States Senate staff on Capitol Hill, you worked with somebody named Alex, and no dog of yours is going to be named Alex. So you changed his name to Boom Boom, and he's named after Ray Mancini, former WBA lightweight champion, and he became champion when he knocked out Arturo Frias in one of the most exciting fights of the 1980s. So his name is Boom Boom because he's named after Ray Mancini because he's a champion. So all you're doing is walking your little guy one day. Back window flies open from the Shaw Law Firm. They don't come over here and say they own that land because they don't own that land. They don't own that land. So you're walking your little guy on this land 4,000 times for 7 years. They don't come over here and say we own that land because they don't have the documentation. And 2 hours later, there are 2 Monroe County Sheriff Office vehicles in front of your house with the animal control individual pounding on your door. You go to the door. There's the animal control guy standing there with a pole in his hand with a noose on it. You obviously have a Shih Tzu because you just showed it to us. So a noose for your Shih Tzu. This is not a 100-pound dog that you have here. This is not a dog that's susceptible to attacking people. This is the detachment of Todd Baxter. 2 of his vehicles, 2 of his employee animal control, pole in the hand with noose on it. And it's this vicious confrontation at your front door, a vicious confrontation created by these parasites. Raj and Layla Kumar Shah don't have the decency just to come over to your residence and talk to you. We own that land. The reason why they don't do it is they don't own that land. That's why. Land ownership is proved by documentation, and they don't have it, as you've told us, at the United States Attorney's Office. So there is a vicious confrontation that you've never experienced in your life. And vicious is the word you use over and over and over because there's never been a confrontation like this vicious confrontation in your life. And they leave. And when you close the door, you think, the animal control guy had to have a dog. And you guess that the 2 Monroe County Sheriff Office employees had dogs because tens of millions of people have dogs. So why wouldn't they? But you don't know. So you guess. So hypothetically, if all 3 of these individuals at your front door have dogs, here they are demanding your dog for all you're doing is walking your dog. So this is the hypocrisy of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office of Todd Baxter. And what would Todd Baxter think if someone showed up at his residence and demanded his dog? What would happen if Kevin Baxter, Zachary Baxter, is playing with the dog, if Todd Baxter has a dog, and then there's the Monroe County Sheriff's Office demanding the dog? There's Kevin Baxter playing with the dog. There's Zachary Baxter playing with the dog. Give us your dog. You know what they would do? Same thing you did, Chris. You have to kill me to take my dog. So, demanding Layla Kumar and Raj Shah prove they own that land. And you have right here, return to sender, refused. Return to sender, refused. You wrote to them, prove you own that land. They sent it back to return to sender, refused. So you write them again. Raj and Layla Kumar. Raj Shah, Layla Kumar Shah. Return to sender, written on the envelope. They're not the only ones that are going to refuse. So there's Layla Kumar again right there. And who's refusing right there? What's that name right there? Refusing is public employee payroll. Refused on 6/15 right there. So we got Layla Kumar's afraid to open her mail. And right there, what's that right there? That says refused. And there it is right there. The sheriff of Monroe County is afraid to open his mail, his certified registered mail return receipt from Chris Chichester. And we at the United States Attorney's Office laughed when you showed us this envelope. We laughed like we were watching a Mel Brooks film. We laughed like we were watching Blazing Saddles when you showed us this. And Chris, we know that you've been recommending certain hair products for Sheriff Baxter, because here's this picture right here. And, there's nothing going on there for Sheriff Baxter. And, and since he's a whack job and a bald whack job, you've been telling him, to use this super stiff gel here, intense structure and hold, ultra strong, and he's just not listening. He's not taking that advice, Chris. And Now, Chris, you've also told us that in a possible investigation of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, and we at the United States Attorney's Office, everybody that works here has one paycheck. I mean, me as United States Attorney James P. Kennedy Jr., I have one paycheck. That's the way it is for tens of millions of people. You got your one paycheck. At the Monroe County Sheriff's Office of Todd Baxter, Michael Radler, who is also the public information officer, or he fulfills a role as the public information officer. He was employed by the Monroe County Sheriff's Office for 20 years and then he retired. He was a private citizen. And then Sheriff Todd Baxter rehired him to be a special assistant or assistant at his office at 130 South Plymouth Avenue. So, Michael Radler has his paycheck as a Monroe County Sheriff's Office employee for 20 years. And he has his second paycheck as a current employee of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. Michael Radler is a double dipper. And you have told us, Chris, that you are in the process of finding out if Michael Radler is a legal employee of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, or if Michael Radler is an illegal employee of the Sheriff's Office. And when you find out the answer to the question, is Michael Radler a legal employee of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, you're going to contact us. And thank you, Chris, because we believe that every employee that's paid by taxpayers should be a legal employee. And as Michael Radler is a double dipper, he's hanging out with the twins. This is who helps Michael Radler cash his two paycheck. The twins. Now, Chris, in demanding Sheriff Baxter's payroll, here's an email you sent on May 12, 2019. May 12, 2019. June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. This is 10 months ago. Todd K. Baxter, fascist stooge. He needs to have his correct title. 966 Panorama Trail, Rochester, New York. Where is your public employee payroll, Todd the fascist stooge? Do you have a mental incapacitation that prevents you from understanding the English language? Are you afflicted with a disability? 18 times I sent you a Freedom of Information Law document that demands your public employee payroll. 18 times you refused to comply with the law. 18 times you arrogantly dismissed a lawful request for how taxpayer dollars are spent. The sheriff of Monroe County rejects the law. I love it, baby. And, Chris, you're going to show for us right now. You're going to show us right now at the United States Attorney's Office how Monroe County Sheriff Todd Baxter and District Attorney Sandra Doorley refused to comply with the law. And the document you want most is the list of salaries at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office and Monroe County District Attorney's Office. Freedom of Information Law. Every document has your name. Email address, 26 Sanders Farm Drive, Penfield, New York, 14526. Your phone number, your signature, today's date, March 6th. Freedom of Information Law. Names and salaries of every public employee at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. You understand that language? Michael Radler, Kathleen Miller, W. Teo, S. Alberta. You know why I don't know your first name, W? You know why I don't know that first name, S? I don't have a public employee payroll. Names and salaries, Freedom of Information Law. Names and salaries of every public employee at the Monroe County District Attorney's Office. What do you pay, Perry Duckles? What do you pay, Kyle Steinbach? What do you pay, Ann Chase? The answer from all three of you, none of your business. You are responsible for enforcing the law in Monroe County. You are responsible for upholding the law in Monroe County. You're responsible for defending the law in Monroe County. You refuse to disclose how you are paid. The hypocrisy is nauseating. Freedom of Information Law. Total cost of overtime, time and a half, whatever paid beyond the base salary is calculated at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. You work that 40-hour week, you get your standard paycheck. How's it done at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office when that 41st hour is worked and beyond? How's that done, Todd Baxter? Answer. Total cost of overtime, time and a half, whatever pay beyond the base salary is calculated at the Monroe County District Attorney's Office. You, Perry, you, Kyle, you, Ann, work a 40-hour week. When you work that 41st hour, how are you paid? How's that done? How's it done, Perry? How's it done, Kyle? How's it done, Ann? You exist at 47 South Beach with taxpayer dollars. How is it done when you work beyond a 40-hour work week? Freedom of information law. The cost of taxpayers, Monmouth County Sheriff Todd Baxter spending taxpayer dollars to settle employment-related discrimination lawsuits fair to comply with Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. This is the most important and consequential law of the 20th century in the United States of America. And as, based on my experience, the Monroe County Sheriff Office employees behave like animals, I demand to know if they're behaving like animals in the sexual harassment of female employees. What is sexual harassment? It has 1,000 different definitions. It's a man asking a woman out on a date over and over and over. She's under siege with no. It's a man touching a woman parts of her body. She should never be touched. Sexual harassment is rape. And that's an understatement. Cost of taxpayers of Monroe County District Attorney Sandra Doorley is expending taxpayer dollars to settle employment-related discrimination lawsuits for failure to comply with the Civil Rights Act of 1964. If there is sexual harassment going on at the Monroe County District Attorney's Office, and the Monroe County District Attorney Sandra Doorley had to use taxpayer dollars from her budget to settle such a lawsuit, that is news. And Chase, what's the environment at the District Attorney's Office? Is it professional? I don't know. Do colleagues comport themselves with integrity? I don't know. Do colleagues see the light? You want to see the light and be the best possible human being. Did I see the light at the District Attorney's Office? You know how you find that out? The answer is right here. If the answer is no, the answer is no. Perry, Kyle, Ann. Is the answer yes or is the answer no? Lie to me, Todd Baxter. Lie to me. And it's easy for you to lie because you're a liar. Cost of surveillance device purchased with taxpayer dollars by Monroe County Sheriff Todd Baxter and fixed to a building in 2025 Penfield Road, 26 Sanders Farm Drive, to monitor if Christopher Chichester or Wall Street parking lot next to the building. That's it. Right there. He showed it to me. It has an assigned number. I came to your office. You have the video. I've demanded it 50 plus times because I'm not committing any crime. Your employee showed me that video and he smiled in the concoction of a crime from me because he's parasites and then Roger Layla Kumarsha. He smiled. He showed me the video on his phone. So if you, Todd Baxter, expended taxpayer dollars and fixed a camera to a building and the video is on the phone of your public employee, that's why it's called a surveillance device. Freedom of information law. The cost of taxpayers for photography session approved by Monroe County Sheriff Todd Baxter to photograph 10 public employees underwater in a pool. What in the hell are you doing in Monroe County, Todd the Fascist Stooge? When I call you Todd the Fascist Stooge, you're a fascist because you concocted 2 crimes for me. That's why you're a fascist. You're a stooge because of what I'm holding in my hand in this photograph. Is this a private event? If it's a private event, it has finality. The people in this picture know if it's a private event, it has finality. Did you expend money from your Monroe County Sheriff Office budget, Todd Baxter, to take this photograph? These wetsuits. We have Lake Ontario to the north. Do you have a dive team? I don't know. These are your employees. It was on your Facebook page. These wetsuits are owned by the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. Then they're using taxpayer-subsidized equipment called a wetsuit, and they're taking pictures of themselves and putting it on your Facebook page. What about this thing right here? Is that bought by the Monroe County Sheriff's Office? I don't even know what the hell that thing is. And there's the American flag in the background. The American flag. I'm not aware of the pools that I swim in, such as the YMCA pool here in Penfield, and I love that pool, by the way. I don't see the American flag in a YMCA pool when I'm swimming in it. So you put the American flag behind your employees to take this picture. Did Angela Adams do this for you? Did George Eastman Kodak show up here and do this? Did he set the stage here, baby? Such a buffoon and a joke. Speaking of buffoon and a joke, I have buffoon and joke Ryan Fisher here. Freedom of Information Law. The cost for hotel and plane ticket of Monroe County Sheriff employee Ryan Fisher attended the Super Bowl in Atlanta, Georgia on February 3rd, 2019 with his canine dog Lola. I love the look on his face here. This is Ryan Fisher. There he is. As your employee, Ryan Fisher. That's Mercedes-Benz Stadium. That's his dog Lola. Why is Ryan Fisher in Atlanta, Georgia? Did you use money from your Monroe County Sheriff Office budget to buy a plane ticket for Ryan Fisher to go to Atlanta, Georgia? Did you use money from your Monroe County Sheriff Office budget for a hotel room for Ryan Fisher in Atlanta, Georgia? Did you use money from your Monroe County Sheriff Office budget for the care and feeding of his dog Lola? What's the answer? Answer! You will say this was the Department of Homeland Security event. So, why isn't Ryan Fisher out on the roads? Why isn't Ryan Fisher doing his job in Monroe County? He could be anywhere in Monroe County, and here he is in Atlanta, Georgia. This is called a junket. A junket enrages taxpayers because they know public employees should be doing their jobs. They're supposed to be doing their jobs. And Ryan Fisher is supposed to be doing his job in Monroe County. Anywhere in Monroe County. And he is your taxpayer subsidized employee, Ryan Fisher, 1,000+ miles away in Atlanta, Georgia. And Sheriff Todd Baxter. If I had to think of two states demographically that are polar opposites, it's New York and Georgia. The tweet. I'm going to try not to laugh reading this tweet. Did you write this tweet, Kathleen Miller? Did you write this tweet, Double Dipper Michael Rather? Did you write this tweet, W. Tadeo? Did you write this tweet, S.O. Bernie, about Ryan Fisher? Because here's the tweet. I'm going to try not to laugh. As we get ready to watch the Super Bowl, we are grateful to the men and women assigned to keep fans and players safe in Atlanta, including MCSO's own Deputy Ryan Fisher and K9 Lola. Deputy Fisher sent this photo from Atlanta. Thank you both for your service. I did not laugh. Deputy Fisher sent this photo from Atlanta, exclamation point. Thank you both for your service, exclamation, service. This is the 1984 the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. Service? What is he serving here? Service. I mean, just say anything. I'm going to tell you how to behave at the Monroe County Sheriff's and the rest of your life. Be precise in your language. This is not service. I was in the military in the 101st. That's service. It doesn't make me anything special because tens of millions of people in the military. But that is service. Being in the military, if you are a veteran, you're in the military, that's service. This is not service. Freedom of Information Law. What are the physical training standards requirements of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office? You need to lose weight, Michael Radler, because I've seen your photograph. So, how do you stay in shape for the job? You know the answer to this question. There are no physical standards or training requirements. There is no PT test. There is no requirement to run 2 miles in a certain time. Do 40 push-ups in 2 minutes. Do 40 push-ups, sit-ups in 2 minutes. There's no 2-mile run push-ups and sit-ups. There's nothing like that. Do you understand that you will have to be physically active on the job? As on every law enforcement officer has to have the required physical strength to perform on the job. You're not working in a paint store. You have to have physical strength, or the best possible physical strength for your height and weight. So what are you doing at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office? I have been around enough of your employees 10 pounds overweight, 15 pounds overweight, 20 pounds overweight. It's a disgrace. Speaking of a certain disgrace, speaking of a certain double dipper, Monroe County Sheriff Todd Baxter hired Monroe County Sheriff employee Michael Rather. Have you ever had a real job, Michael Radler? Have you ever had a job where you cash your paycheck and it's not tax dollars? You were a Monroe County Sheriff employee for 20 years, then you retired. You retired. So what was the process for you being rehired? Did you go to the Monroe County Sheriff's Office and say you wanted to be rehired? Did someone come to you? How did that happen? People talk and communicate, you just didn't show up? Perhaps you did just show up. Perhaps you did. Perhaps you just walked in the door and said, I'm back, baby. I was 23, I want to be 45. Hire me. MR was 23, MR wants to be 45. Michael Radler is a double dipper because Michael Radler at Todd Baxter's Monroe County Sheriff's Office has 2 paychecks. Freedom of Information Law. The names and charges of every inmate of Monroe County Jail from January 1, 2018 to December 31, 2018. The name and charge. The public facility. Send me a list with the name and charge. See the way I'm speaking right now? The name and charge of everyone at Monroe County Jail in calendar year 2018. Go to the appropriate person, print out the name, the charge, and send it to me. Get 80-year-old Bob in there. And the reason why I want that, I want to talk to 80-year-old Bob. I want to contact 80-year-old Bob because I don't know his last name. Because 80-year-old Bob is a wonderful man. He knew I couldn't eat the food. And he would bring me food, or he'd give me his food he knew I could eat. And I don't know Bob's last name. So if I had a list, perhaps there would be an age on it. And I could see Bob, 80 years old. And then I could contact him. Because then I would know if I have his last name, then I could possibly find where he is to thank him for what he did for me. How do you have an 80-year-old man walking around with 25-year-old gang members? You need to segregate a nonviolent elderly inmate from the violent sociopaths at your jail. This is the official beverage at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office and Monroe County District Attorney's Office, because you, Todd Baxter, do not know what constitutes a crime. And you, Sandra Doorley, sent an innocent American to Monroe County Jail when your prosecutor did not utter one word in Penfield Town Court before John P. Lomenzo Jr.